Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. We are the representatives from 20dB Hearing. I am Afika Yusuf, clinical audiologist from TTDI branch. This is my colleague Elizabeth.
Hi everyone. So I'm Elizabeth. I'm a clinical audiologist based in Seremban. Today we are going to talk to you about how to protect your hearing with 20 dB hearing. So our agenda of presentation for today, we will divide it into two parts. So Afika will be giving us some introduction and ways to prevent noise-induced hearing loss, while I'll be explaining on the hearing protective devices available in 20 dB hearing. So let's dive into our presentation today.
Okay, so why should we protect our hearing? Well, one of the most common hearing loss is in fact noise-induced hearing loss. It is actually a preventable type of hearing loss and can affect anyone at any age. It can happen instantly with loud, impulsive noise, or it can happen over time with constantly hearing sounds over the safe sound level. So noise-induced hearing loss affects the higher frequency regions, so above 3000 Hz, and develops gradually as a result of prolonged exposure to excessive sound level. So next, what causes noise-induced hearing loss? These are a few causes of where the dangerous sound level can be heard, such as occupational noises through construction, woodworking, or also factories that have machineries that operate at a very dangerous sound level. Next is listening to music at a very high volume, especially with earphones or headphones. Furthermore, we have power tools such as chainsaw or drills. Next is the recreational sound or recreational noise that can cause noise-induced hearing loss, such as going to rock concerts or doing sports with loud motorbikes. Another one is acoustic trauma, which is impulsive noises through activities such as shooting. So now that we see the possible causes, how does this actually affect our hearing? In the next slide, we have our cochlea. So you can see in the circle is our cochlea. And inside the cochlea, we have the hair cells. So prolonged exposure to loud noises above the safe level of above the safe sound level can actually damage the hair cells or cause it to die from too much noise. So the longer a person is exposed to loud noise, the greater the damage to these hair cells. The same goes to the intensity or decibel level. The more intense the sound, the more damage it can inflict. As the number of hair cells decreases, so does the ability to hear. So next, how do I know I have hearing loss or noise-induced hearing loss? So these are the symptoms. Since noise-induced hearing loss affects the higher frequency region, there will be difficulties listening to higher pitched voices, such as woman's voice or children's voice. And due to this, some consonants at higher frequency region, such as f, s, f, and sh, will be more difficult to hear, and speech will seem mumbled or unclear. Next is difficulty understanding speech in noisy situation and can also cause tinnitus, which is high-pitched ringing sound. And sometimes family members will tell you that you may have hearing loss probably due to constantly having to repeat themselves or misunderstanding. So uh, next is I kept repeating about dangerous level. So what is it actually? So constant exposure to sounds, 85 dB over a period of 8 hours per day is considered dangerous. And as the level increases 5 dB, the time taken to damage the hearing shortens by half. So 90 dB uh, so 90 dB. So when you're hearing sounds at 90 dB, the limit will be 4 hours per day, and the higher permissible level is at 115 dB, and any noises above 140 dB is not permitted. So these are some examples of our noises in our daily lives. So at 60 dB is actually our normal conversation level, and 85 dB, where the dangerous level starts, uh, the sound will be such as traffic noises. And others are lawnmower or power tools, which is at 90 dB, and motorcycles at 90 above 95 dB. So as you can see here, guns are at above 140 dB, and this can risk hearing loss or damage at the hair cells. So next, how to know if you're listening to music too loud or if you're in a very noisy situation. So one way to know is when you're listening with headphones or earphones and a person is 1 meter away from you or 3 feet away. Um, when they're talking and you cannot hear them, that means you're listening to the music too loud. Or when you're in this noisy situation, maybe an event with loud music, and you have to speak up to hear each other and have to use a louder voice, then that means the environment is very loud. So now we enter to our topic, which is how to prevent noise induced hearing loss. So in the next slide, I will show you how to prevent noise-induced hearing loss. So first, of course, is to turn it down whenever possible. If you're the type to listen to music at um, at the volume above 60% or at the maximum level, it's better to lower it down to 60% or below 60%. And by turning down the volume, you can decrease the risk of having hearing damage or damaging your hair cells. Also, try to take breaks while if you're listening to music for a long time. So, for example, after 1 hour of listening to music, you can have 5 to 10 minutes break. However, it's not always the case that you can lower the volume of the sound. So one way is to walk away. For example, if you're passing by a construction site and they're drilling, so it's best to walk away from the place instead of standing there. Or when you're in an event and near the loud sound source, such as speakers, try not to be try not to sit so close to it and move away from it. So finally is to protect your ears or protect your hearing by wearing hearing protection devices such as earplugs. 20 dB offers a variety of earplugs that can be used in different types of needs. So I will pass to my colleague Elizabeth to talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Afika, for telling us what is noise-induced hearing loss and ways to prevent it. So one of the ways mentioned by Afika is that we have to wear hearing protection devices to prevent the effects of noise-induced hearing loss. So let's dive into the part of hearing protective devices, or better known as HPD. So HPD is usually used for the prevention of noise-induced hearing loss by reducing excessive sound energy from reaching our inner ear and causing damaging effects to it. So it is often incorporated into hearing conservation programs, which also include noise assessment, methods for controlling noise, employee training and education, audiometric testing, maintenance, inspection, record keeping, and program evaluation. So in the next slide, so there are a few considerations that we need to take account in selecting a HPD. So it needs to provide adequate protection of noise attenuation. So for this part, we can check with the manufacturer's literature. So it should be compatible with other required personal protective equipment or communication devices, such as, for example, for racer in a motorsport, they are more suitable to wear earplugs underneath their helmet rather than earmuffs over their head. So it should be comfortable enough for the users to wear it and appropriate for the temperature and humidity in the workplace. It should also provide adequate communication and audibility needs, such as the ability to hear alarms and warning sounds at workplace. And the last point is the most important thing, which is proper fitting. So the effectiveness of hearing protection is greatly reduced if the HPD do not fit properly or are not inserted or worn correctly. As such, it is very important to make sure that the users have a thorough understanding of hearing loss while selecting HPD. So in the next slide, there are two types of commonly found HPD available in the market. So these are earplugs and ear muffs. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of these two types of HPD? So in the next slide, so the advantages of earplugs are that they are small and easily carried around. So they are also convenient to be used with other personal protective equipment. For example, they can be worn together with earmuffs, and they are more comfortable for long-term wear in hot, humid workspaces, and they are more convenient for use in a confined working area. So for the disadvantages of earmuffs, they provide less attenuation variability among users, and they are designed so that one size fits most head sizes. They can be easily seen at a distance to assist in the monitoring of their usage, and they are not easily misplaced or lost because of their large sizes, and they may be worn with minor ear infections because they do not irritate the ear canal. So in our next slides, so the disadvantages of these earplugs is that they require more time to fit because they are more difficult to insert and remove, and they require a good hygiene practices for insertion. They may also irritate the ear canal, so people with minor ear infections may not be suitable for earplugs, and they could be easily misplaced because of their small sizes, and they are more difficult to see and to monitor their usage. So on the other hand, for earmuffs, the disadvantages are that they are less portable and heavier, and they are more inconvenient for use with other personal protective equipment. They are more uncomfortable to be worn in hot, humid working areas and for use in confined work spaces because of their larger size. And they may interfere with the wearing of safety or prescription glasses because wearing a glasses may result in breaking the seal between the ear muff and the skin and may result in decreased hearing protection. So in the next slide, so if we observe the HPD available in the market, we will notice that there are two wordings on their packaging, namely the noise reduction rating, NRR, and the single number rating, SNR. So these are the two rating systems that attempt to estimate the actual sound protection provided by the HPD when they are worn in actual working environments. So these two values are expressed in decibels, and the NRR and SNR of a single HPD will be slightly different because the method of measurements of these values are different. And usually the SNR is slightly higher than the NRR. So the NRR are measured by manufacturer and is complied with the ANSI standard, while the SNR is measured by commercial laboratories and is conformed to the CE standard in Europe. So in our next slide, are these two values actually accurate? So these two values can often be far too optimistic because the actual noise level blocked by a rated HPD are actually lower. So there are a few reasons to this. So the first one is that the testing of these devices are done in a highly controlled facility so that there is a gap between the testing environment and the real world application. Secondly, issues such as not wearing the HPD properly and getting hair or glasses in the way of the HPD will affect the effectiveness of the noise attenuation. So in this case, we use a derating process to correct the calculated NRR and SNR values into something more realistic. So there are different calculation methods for this process depending on the body overseeing it. For example, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, NIHL, or the US Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. So these two bodies actually have different calculation methods, but we are not going to dive deep into the technical parts of in this session. So in the next slide, at 20 dB Hearing, we offer earplugs for our clients. So we carry a wide selection range that will suit the needs of every user. First, we offer custom-made earplugs. So these earplugs provide an effective and comfortable fit for users because they are made from an impression of the individual's ear. Therefore, they effectively seal the ear, reducing the volume of sounds. These earplugs are originally designed for use while swimming or showering to prevent moisture from entering the ear canal, and they also work good as sound attenuator too. So the differences between these two types of custom-made earplugs is that the second one is fitted with a unique noise filter for every situation so that the harmful noise can be attenuated to a safe level for the user. So the second type here has unique filters for every situation based on the user's need, and they are available in acrylic with nano lacquer, which is hard mold, and grip and also cord with clip, and they are also durable and climate neutral products. So in the next slide, we also carry Phonak Serenity Choice earplugs. These are ready-made earplugs that suit 6 different situations. So the first variant is for music lovers or audience at concerts. So this helps to prevent hearing damage at concerts, clubs, and bars, while providing optimum comfort for these people to enjoy music. The second variant is for hunting and shooting. So it protects the user's ears from the peak sound pressure level of gunshots, explosive, and fireworks. And the third variant is for motorsport. So while effectively reducing background noises, it doesn't compromise the user's ability to hear speech from intercom and environmental sounds in a race. So for the next slide, so the fourth variant is for work. So it doesn't compromise on situational awareness, meaning that it provides the users alertness on environmental sounds while they work. The fifth one is for sleep. So it provides ventilation to the ear. So the occlusion effects for the users won't be as significant when they use it. And the most important thing that it helps to reduce the effect of partner snoring. So the sixth variant is for comfort. It is suitable for daily use if we just want to concentrate on certain tasks. So other than reducing background noise, it also reduces stress and helps users to improve attention. So in our next slide, we have our next product line, which is the new Crescendo Ambient Hearing Protection. So there are 8 variants of these earplugs, each dedicated to different situational needs of the users. So for the heavy industry variant, it is designed as personal protection equipment for noisy and working environments such as machine shops, factories, and construction sites. The sound reduction ability functionality makes it safe for 8 hours of continuous use in any environment with up to 110 dB of noise. So the second variant is Crescendo Moto. So it is designed for motorsport racer. Do you know that the noise level in a motorcycle helmet at 100 km per hour can reach 105 dB, meaning that you have 15 minutes of riding before you risk yourself to noise-induced hearing loss symptoms. So Crescendo Moto provides full frequency noise reduction whilst allowing traffic or speech from the intercom to be heard. The next sleek variant helps to reduce sound to a non-intrusive level. So the acoustic filters are designed to allow air to enter the ear and therefore are comfortable to wear for a long period of time. They are also reusable and washable and designed to help users to have a peaceful night's sleep. The next music variant, Crescendo Music, it is designed specifically for concert goers and music enthusiasts. So the acoustic mesh filters provide a full frequency and enjoyable audio, which is reduced to safe listening level. So with Crescendo Music, it is safe for users to listen up to 8 hours of music as loud as 105 decibel. So in our next slide, we have Crescendo Fly. So it works as a pressure regulating universal fit HPD, which is designed specifically for airplane use. So the advanced membrane technology reduces background noise and also regulates air pressure during takeoff and landing. So the next shooting variant is developed for law enforcers and military use. The Crescendo shooting filter is also ANSI certified for impulse noise up to 166 decibels, ensuring optimal protection from the highest levels of impulse sounds while maintaining situational awareness. Next, we have Crescendo Office. So it is a discrete noise reduction earplug designed to be worn all day without causing irritation. Whilst other office hearing protection like foam earplugs can sound muffled and unnatural, Crescendo Office has acoustic filters that provide full frequency sound reduction. So the last variant is the Crescendo Swim and Surf. So it is foldable and specifically designed to block out just the water and not the sound. You'll be able to hear all the sounds and have full situational awareness whilst your ear remains shielded from water and cold wind. So thank you for listening to our presentation today. So if you have any further questions, feel free to contact us at our toll-free number or visit our website at www.20dbhearing.com.
Jadi sekian saja dari kami. Terima kasih.